Hello, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to do a love reading, see what resonates, leave what doesn't. And remember that divine inner guidance is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. Let's just see what comes through and we'll flow from there. There's usually a lot of different love scenarios that are happening, but I'm going to try to get the focus for those of you that are watching this reading. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the prominent energy and situation going on right now for the collective that's watching this reading? Please and thank you. That the most prominent energy right now is separation. So there's a situation where you are not with your person, or you recently went through a separation or a divorce. There's somebody that's feeling really sad, definitely missing you, thinking about you, really confused about the future, confused about the separation, yearning for your touch, your energy, wanting to be back with you. I feel like this is somebody who even severed the connection, but now they are kind of wishing they could have gone back and done something differently. But for some of you, you could have been the one who separated yourself from somebody if that was not healthy or not, you know, a partnership that had compatibility. So let's clarify this. I feel like that's a pretty good midpoint. So let's see what's on your end right now. Where is your energy at as far as this distance, separation, sadness? You're in the energy of abundance. You're doing good. I feel like you're doing better than whoever this is that you are separated from, at least right now. Maybe you weren't in the past. Doesn't mean you didn't go through it, but this is you standing taller and getting stronger because of it. This is you in that, look at you. You're like, yeah, all these blessings, all these opportunities. This is you in a glow up, keeping a positive mindset, even if it kind of slips back into yearning and sadness every once in a while. This is you having conscious awareness on how to, you know, reprogram your mind, redirect your thoughts to take you towards opportunities, to take you towards happiness and bliss. Feeling both grateful for what you went through, even if it was weird, and grateful for what is to come and where you are now. This is also where you're in the energy right now where you can actually manifest what you want. And I feel like with your arms open here, you have that beautiful openness to attributes and opportunities and things that you want, but you also have that abundant mindset that you'll allow in something even better than you thought of. Like, you're not like putting a lid on that box here. So let's check out what the energy or the situation is for whoever this person that you are separated from or have distance with. Maybe it's even lack of communication right now. Tell us about the energy of the collective's person, or what they are going through currently. That they're looking at your pictures, they're watching you online, they're definitely thinking about all the good times you had together. They are unsure about the future and hoping to recreate more memories with you. That's their energy right now. They're thinking about you a lot. This is missing you times 2 here. So I kind of feel like the longer the separation went on, the more they started missing you. The more they really maybe allowed themselves to feel what they lost, how they let you go. I definitely get a lot of regret with this person. Regret on how they handled your feelings or didn't. Regret on the way it went. I just don't like the way it went down. So maybe it was a weird last day. It didn't have to be like that. I mean, maybe some of you had a beautiful, mature separation, but I'm not really getting that energy. I feel like even if it was handled out of supposed maturity, like maybe this person pretended, no, we just have to move on. We have to be separate right now, do our things. And I wish you the best. And, you know, everything that we had was wonderful. You're going to be amazing. There's somebody better for you and all that. I don't feel like that person actually is embodying all of those words that they spewed out. I feel like maybe they meant it, you know, at the time, sort of, or they thought they did, but I think that now they are definitely reassessing everything. They want to make new memories. They're in nostalgia. It's at the bottom. You're lightning at the bottom. So something's going to change all of a sudden. With your energy here and that abundant mindset, I would say it's most likely that you're going to have some pretty amazing epiphanies and things come into your life. Also, you're in a beautiful vibration where you just look magnetic and attractive. So maybe some people are wanting to ask you out. You're going to go out on a date. You're going to open up your heart again. But with this energy, I kind of don't feel like you're overly focused on love, even though you're here watching a love reading. I think you have other things going on in your life that you feel really proud of. I feel like that's where you needed to put your energy because that was what felt sure. There is going to be a sudden change. Shocking news. Maybe it's shocking if you hear from this person you haven't heard from them in a while. If it was lack of communication, or shocking news at how much somebody was going through. It could be shocking news to somebody else to see you in such a state of abundance and glowing energy. This is somebody that's having an epiphany, who's maybe planning a surprise, but it's a transformative energy. But it requires upheaval. It requires great change and a complete foundation to be rocked, something to fall down, kind of like a tower, in order for something to build right. So either you created a tower in someone's life, created a lot of changes that I feel like it was an internal tower, but if an internal tower falls, that's going to reflect outer changes overall. So maybe you created a lot of changes in somebody's life, whether you know that or not. For some of you, this could be somebody that wants to come back. I don't think all of you are in that place where you necessarily want someone back. I do feel like a lot of you do need or desire communication, though. I hear confused. So I don't know if this person's confused. Maybe they have an epiphany, unconfuses them, reality check, but I feel like that was you. I feel like there was a mismatch of actions and words, promises that weren't kept, or something kind of suddenly went a different direction. You thought it was going one direction, you thought it had momentum, and all of a sudden it went a different way. And it's like you were still with that momentum. You're like, where'd you go? That's sort of what I see. Like all of a sudden it was you and someone else just not on the same page. And then I am getting for another group that it was a slow process. Like you recognize that something slowly was kind of becoming more and more imbalanced, not seeing eye to eye, you know, not really growing together. So let's continue and see what else comes through. I think we should do this. This is the divine truth. Let's do some divine truth messages. Clarify what's going on in the love department for the collective, please and thank you. What is happening with this nostalgic energy? Somebody really missing you. You feeling like, you know, you're finally getting your footing. You're feeling a lot better. You're keeping a positive mindset, starting to manifest beautiful things into your life. I even feel like some of you get the epiphany. How to open a certain door. I hear a lesson or why you had to go through something, a huge like soul growth lesson. I even see the changes for you. Like that could have been a really rough, like a rough lesson, but I feel like it was needed because you have, I'm getting like a big karmic cycle done. So maybe there was something that was kind of repeating in a couple of past relationships that you just sort of ignored. You thought it would change, but that change had to be in you and your realization of something about yourself being a part of that pattern. Not that it's always because you meet these kind of people. What was your role you played and why you had those connections? And that's totally changed. That feels like a really big lesson. So you're not going to connect to the same type of situations because your mindset's changed. The way you see everything has changed. You'll recognize, you know, if a pattern, red flag or whatever comes into your life, and I feel like you have a lot of strength now and absolutely no desire to repeat something the way you did it before. That feels really strong. I kind of want to high five you. All right, let's go to this. I'm going to put the whole deck together and let's just get a couple of messages. What would be helpful right now for the collective to know when it comes to love? Please and thank you. Together. Somebody doesn't quite understand how you came in their life. But for some of you, I don't think this is the person from the past. I think for some of you, maybe you even meet in a park. This looks like one of those benches that they have like right outside of a restaurant or a coffee shop. And you're in this abundance here. So for some of you, out of the blue, maybe that's that lightning, that shocking situation. You were just having your morning coffee on that bench, looking at your phone and making the schedule for the day, and happen to have this amazing person sit next to you, have some good conversation. Before you know it, you exchange numbers, and now you're buying some new stuff for that date that you planned. And maybe this is somebody who's going to be long lasting in your life. If this is for some of you, this person that's in nostalgia, really missing you, really in their feels, hurting. They're hurting a lot. Whether they show it in their life or they keep it to themselves, this is somebody that sees you as their forever person. How we found each other, we are meant to be together forever and ever, or eternity. This is somebody who does recognize, whoever it is, that you have had past lives together, that your souls just know one another, that you came together for a reason. They're hoping they get to stay with you in this life, but they're looking beyond that. They're also already planning in their soul that they're going to find you the next time too. I just thought of that movie, What Dreams May Come. And there's those two, that's giving me goosies. My hair, look at my hairs are standing up. Where it's like Robin Williams and his wife. And then, you know, he goes like all the way to hell and back to save her, to find her, you know? And then like the end of the movie, they're both children again. And I don't know what it is, like she offers him a flower or something and they find each other again. It's really beautiful. If you've never seen that movie, it is amazing. I don't know what Rose sees in the window. You hear her? She's on high alert, but I'm going to go check just to make sure. All right, let's continue. I actually grabbed the Tarot of the Longest Dream since I mentioned that movie. And I tried to back up the camera a little bit, but I feel like you're very far away now. So let's get another message for you when it comes to love. What would be helpful for you to know right now? Please and thank you. Oh, interesting. There is a situation here that's deeper. This separation that you have with a certain person was a supposed to happen at a soul level agreement you and them made. There was a reason that somebody had to go down a different way. There was a reason you ended up not on the same page, or you know, had like a stop in the growth that you were having. You know, how something was unfolding, how something was growing. You and this person made an agreement to focus on yourselves and come back together as one. Interesting, because you have this together energy here. So there was some deeper soul lessons that both of you had to learn. There was a reason you needed to be together, because that was the catalyst, or, you know, that little beautiful divine push to have these changes in your life. But it's not changing really for the other person. It's internal, deep changes. Whatever I saw before, that you're not going to do something the same way, that you had like this aha. That's what I was, you know, repeating over and over. I feel like with you, it was recognizing your value, what you deserve, and also really clear like boundaries, that maybe because you loved somebody so much, you kind of allowed them to overstep, but it really wasn't okay with you. And I feel like that boundary got pushed more and more. So I feel like you've grown a lot of strength. And if this person is looking at, you know, this epiphany energy and this upheaval, that means that somebody has a lot of internal and external changes overall in their life. So there needed to be some big ass adjustments on both of your parts. So I don't exactly know what changes are going on with this person's life. Maybe we will clarify that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put that over there for now. But this is so both of you come together different. So it's not a repeat pattern. If some of you are not connecting with somebody from your past and that does not interest you, there was also a reason you had a certain relationship with somebody and had a lot of soul growth because of, gained a new sense of independence and changed your energy, your mindset, you know, what you will and won't allow into your life. That was also a soul contract, but that could have been a karmic partner. So you're out of that karmic cycle, and that person fulfilled their agreement with you. They came in their life maybe to have a rough situation, give you a big, hard, you wish you didn't go through it, but you're kind of grateful you did kind of lesson, so that you would be in the right vibration to meet the right person that is going to be in harmony with you. But I do feel for a lot of you, you are going to reconnect to somebody from your past. So what else? What else would be helpful to know right now for the collective? Please and thank you. That we know this came through twice now, that they're definitely watching you. They're definitely watching you glow up. They're not letting you go. They are focused if they can see you on social media, and or if they have photographs of you, or it's just them reminiscing in their mind. They're definitely looking at you. But this says they're watching you on a daily basis. So it's checking on your social media has become their new norm. So whatever that is for you. I also feel like for some of you, you have somebody that does sort of keep looking at their phone, hoping that they get a message from you, or looking at old messages that you and them sent one another. I also see somebody who starts to text and backtracks, doesn't send something. Let's see. I actually hear coward. That was really big though. I actually didn't want to say that out loud. Maybe that's how this person feels. They feel like a coward, or they acted like the cowardly lion. What's another message? Please and thank you. What's another message on a different facet that we don't see right now for the collective? What is something that is unseen but going to come to light? These. That they pushed their heart away. They pretended not to care, that they didn't tell you how much they felt about you. Maybe they never even really expressed their love. Maybe they showed it a little, but this is somebody that was completely in their head. I think they're still in their head, except now at least they're feeling their heart. I feel like if they tried to push it away, ignore something, that heart is... I asked about the facets, right? It looks like their heart has many different facets to it. Heart says yes, mind says no. Mental pain. So this is somebody who is going through a lot in their head because they tried to ignore how they felt. But those feelings aren't going away. I just thought of that Citizen Cope song. These feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways. Don't think that any moment it's such a pretty song. I'll put the version that he does alone. He does a version with Santana, and that is really beautiful, but I like the original one. Clarify with another card. Telepathy. I mean, right now he does whoever this is does have a big open mind. Maybe they're more open-minded about things like this. I mean, you have a soul contract with someone here. You made an agreement on a really deep level. And I feel like for a lot of you, even though that separation probably sucked ass, you still did something beautiful with it. You didn't get like completely swallowed by it. Maybe for a little bit, but you climbed out of that hole. Because I feel like there was a deep knowing that, you know, this connection was special. Or, you know, you were supposed to work on yourself right now. And this person is still sending you messages. Maybe not on their phone. Maybe not like a phone call. But they're sending you telepathic messages. Which means you do have a deep soul connection with someone. You're tapping into their energy. So a lot of you are probably even feeling like, even though you're here and you have this positive mindset, if you have little spurts of, whoo, where did that come from? I thought I was over that. You know, coming back, you might be tapping into somebody else's, I just heard crying session. Or times when they are going through it a little extra, but that could be going the other way too. Maybe this person feels all of a sudden overwhelmed because they're tapping into your energy. Telepathy is not just one way. It's back and forth. You know, it's like a stream of energy. Do you hear me talking to you? I need you close to me right now. Please respond. So you have to send them back a telepathic message. So maybe some of you just have to say, you know, I'm here. I love you. Hope you're well. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. Why can't, I feel like somebody wants to hear your voice. Like, why don't they just call you? Maybe they're a coward, or maybe that's too hard right now, or maybe they don't know what they would say or how they would explain so much that is happening. I feel like somebody wants to be in this energy first before they call you. You know, back into this abundant mindset. I don't think they are there quite yet, like you are. Even though I feel like you being in their energy brings them that kind of joy. What's another message? Please and thank you. That would be why you got the twin flame. So that's why it's a soul contract. That's why somebody recognizes they've always known you. That's why somebody recognizes that they're going to be there forever. And there's actually no time, even though they feel like time is running out. This is a really big situation if you have the twin flame card. And I kind of like to take that little label thing out of it and just recognize that this is a very special, deep, almost impossible to describe extremely personal between you and someone else, divine union, a divine partnership. I feel like it's bigger than a soulmate. And I also feel like if some of you had somebody that was maybe really deep, but not that was, what do they call it? Like a false twin or something. It was like a big karmic situation because you needed to get through that cycle to be prepared for the real thing when it comes in. Because that all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, what was I thinking before? You're not going to be able to even put into words what this particular dynamic is. If you have met somebody and you have had huge spiritual growth in your life because of meeting a person, that's probably a divine union. Not just fixed stuff in your everyday life, you know, things that you have from childhood wounds kind of situation. This is different. If this is somebody who is now tapping into spiritual evolution, I just heard elation, really hearing that divine soul calling, huge changes, not just in your life, but in your mindset, in everything, every facet of who you are, then that's probably a divine union. If this is a person that you have distance with and you've never lost any love, that's probably a divine union where you have unconditional love, where even if you're not together, you absolutely, to the core of your soul, just want that person to be happy. That's probably a divine union. If it's chemistry off the freaking charts and a best friend, it's probably a divine union. If you can't explain why you feel that way to anybody else or how it happened, why you have to go through all this stuff, that's probably that. I don't even know what it says. They know that this is a once in a lifetime type of love. You feel like home and you are one. You have two things that say we are meant to be together and you are one. But this is being whole on your own. This is also something that comes into your life so you don't overly focus out there all that attention on somebody else or on the fact that you need to be together. This is so you have that soul growth. And it is something that you needed to do on your own. And this person needed to do on their own. Like a big boy, like a big girl, you can do it. And there is a bigger purpose for it. If you're meant to be together, it's changes in the world that occur because of this beautiful, whole, undescribable love. And it's also extremely personal. It's a personal journey. It's a personal connection. It's a personal dynamic. So what you personally learned from that, it's not out there in a reading. You can get a little inspiration, but that answer's in your soul. You know, that's between you and them in these telepathic communication sessions that you are having at the moment, but hopefully get to have real conversations about in the future. I was just going to do a general love reading, see what came through, see who you're going to meet. And if you're watching this this is a love reading on this channel, typically the love readings that come through here are not just like, this is a cool person, you're going to go out on a date, it's going to be awesome. They usually go pretty deep. So this is a divine kind of love. It's a different thing. It's special. It's unique. You can't compare it. And it's beautiful and rough at the same time. So let's get one more from this. One more message that would be helpful. I want to clarify over here by the abundance energy. One more message, please. Whatever I just said about going from telepathy to maybe starting to text. So somebody does. I feel like somebody absolutely keeps looking at their phone. They miss communicating with you. They don't want to be in separation. You know, I feel like everyone's situation, and that didn't come through as a reason. So I feel like everyone's situation with what your person is doing as far as that growth is different. their personal situation is different. There is a reason for the distance, but it looks like, you know, I told you somebody's looking at their phone. That came through before. They're looking at your phone just maybe today. Maybe they'll just check on me today, or send me that song, or, you know, a little piece of information on that subject we were talking about before. I feel like a lot of you are not sending those texts, but maybe here and there. I don't feel like this is a complete ghosting situation for most of you. I feel like it's just a lot more darkness than light, and before it was so light and beautiful. I check my phone constantly to see if you text me. I love getting your messages. But right now they're just sending telepathic messages. So maybe it is about how you respond, the energy they feel when you're not there, when they think about you, and especially when there's a more direct connection. I just thought of the song Letting the Cables Sleep by Bush. That's a really sassy song. I like that song. That's at the bottom. Interesting, because we started this reading with the black and white deck. So you're that little spark of spiritual color that came in someone's life. All of a sudden they see these spiritual energies and frequencies they didn't even know existed. Or maybe they did, but they never tapped into it, or had, you know, somebody that brought that out in them, that thing, that sparkle in their soul. I've always tried to be realistic with life. Yeah, they're always pretty logical over here. Till, like, you know, their heart was overwhelmed with a divine partnership that they can't explain. They don't have anything to compare that to. Probably for lifetimes. Even though you've probably had lifetimes together, I feel like for a lot of you, it's been a while since you had a chance to be in a lifetime together. This kind of partnership is pretty rare. Soulmates are pretty common. Karmics are pretty common. This is not. This is on a different level. I've always tried to be realistic with life, but you open me up to color. And if somebody has to do some time over here to be alone, that's because it takes some time to adjust to that spiritual light, to figure out what is going on when they don't have anything from their past to compare it to. You know, that's that, what is blue? What is green? What are these spiritual colors that they didn't even know existed? They don't have the comparison to know what it's kind of like, because it's not kind of like anything else. That's you. You're not like anything else this person has ever met. And they recognize the value in that. I feel like there is going to be a time where that can be talked about, because I feel like it does need to be addressed, not just felt. So this was big. We didn't even go to the tarot yet, so let's do some tarot. Every time I'm like, let's just do a 20-minute quick check-in on what's going on in love. Well, love isn't exactly love. Usually takes us to complication land. So let's get one message from the universe to be helpful for you, and then we'll take a look-see at a couple of tarot. This is, things are going to be turned in your favor. People that were against you, all of a sudden will be for you. Ideas, creativity, promotions. We have all this abundance here. Promotions, contracts are going to come into your hands. Because your vibe is awesome. And it's growing, and you're going to attract the right people. I feel like even if in general you had people that were around you not quite, you know, understanding you, what you were about, I feel like you're just leading by living as an example. And even people that kind of didn't want to like you, I feel like they're even changing, because this kind of vibration that happens is so brilliant that it heals. It heals others, because you're doing everything out of that energy of love. you're just being yourself. You're just being your truth. You're just being authentic. And that is something that can't be denied, or you can't really shine any shade on that, because it bursts through any weird shady light. You have that spiritual color here. So it's just at a different frequency. And I feel like that's very powerful. So tarot of the longest dream. What would be helpful for the collective to know today? Right now, as a focus, we're going to look at today to help you focus on. But we are asking about love today. So what would be helpful to know? Please and thank you. That you have to take your time. You got the Knight of Pentacles. I actually really like the Knight of Pentacles. This is somebody who comes in steady, strong, slow. Interesting, because I always see that Knight of Pentacles, the one that works really hard, you know, in their bedroom, behind a closed door, where you don't see. This is the Knight that usually, if you only see that, you know, that goal or that moment where they shine bright, you didn't see all the practicing that happened to get them there. This is somebody that puts in effort. They're logical, they're grounded, they're slow, they're not the fastest, they're not going to come galloping in. They want to do something right so that they reach that goal, you know, and then they reach the next goal. And this is usually the one that wins. So the Knight of Pentacles is somebody that comes in balanced. They go into a partnership, or they want an experience. It's about the journey. They're still learning here. They're getting to that king, but this is somebody that's experiencing on the journey, taking something out of that ride. They know when to gallop. You know, it's not somebody that doesn't know how to run fast, but they also know how to get off that horse and take a little breakaroo, plug themselves back in when needed. Or that's what they are learning. If they are upside down, that could be somebody who had a lot of imbalanced energy in their life. And that could be part of what someone's learning, but that could also be your message here. It's kind of an earthy sign, but it's telling you don't have to rush. Just, you know, take your time and reassess and readjust your energy as needed in the situation you're in that moment. This is definitely somebody that knows how to work hard. I would say maybe upside down, they're kind of a couch potato, but I feel like that's not their inner nature. So eventually that does bother them. It could be a couch potato via procrastination. But I feel like eventually that person gets that, like, what is that, like epiphany moment, and they're like, oh, I gotta do that now. What have I been doing for a couple months? I feel like they eventually do get back on that horse. So maybe it's playing catch up. There's also a tower, and there's also a big, beautiful blue sky, clarity. The winds of change are here. This night is coming protected, but seeing straight. And they have a really big pentacle that actually matches. Look at this, it actually matches the sun. But the land is kind of barren. There's not much growth on that foundation that they are on. So I kind of feel like this particular night has that seed of abundance, that offer to make something real and ground it in earth. And they are taking it out of a certain situation. I see it. Maybe this is what we don't see, but it's still pretty general as far as what your person is doing. They're recognizing there might not be much growth in that particular foundation there. It also looks like that horse is ready to take a leap of faith or do a big turnaround, get over an obstacle there in that mountain, see what's on the other side in a beautiful, lush oasis valley. But I feel like whoever this is recognizes they need to plant that seed, maybe in some fertile ground. clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Please and thank you. You're moving from the Knight of Pentacles. You're jumping up a couple notches, combining all of those beautiful kings combine, and you're moving right to the throne, right to the divine masculine. So if this is not who you're connecting to, that's you. You're recognizing all of these experiences that you are on right now are taking you right to the top. But you're recognizing that it's not all about being on Earth, but also utilizing what you have learned by that 3D plane to tap into the 5D. Combining that spiritual energy and embodying that divinity. You have a little castle here. You're also moving from a flat, I love this, you're moving from side A, side B, flat pentacle to something a little more like the actual orb of the sun. Now it's a sphere. Now it's not your side, my side. This is somebody who maybe on that journey discovered that there's also that side of the pentacle that a lot of people forget about. You know, the in-between part. But this is somebody that took something that they saw very flat, black and white, and recognized that there's a sphere of possibility and potential for something to grow. That's a different kind of vision. That's not someone that just looks at the plans, you know, on the flat surface. This is somebody who sees every single angle from every different direction, the internal part and the external, and then how something can grow. Because now I see that sphere with energy on it. There's also a waterfall here. If it's upside down, that's somebody who overpowers, tries to control everything so much that they end up losing control or misdirecting where their control is. If there's anything here that is divine, that's in God's hands. That's not in their control. This person has free will and a lot of power. You know, this could be somebody working up in their life to build their own business, to be in a place where they are recognized as powerful. But the Emperor just is. It doesn't have to be proved. It's in the actions he takes, the relatability he has, and always striving for being better and working through potential to become possibilities. Also has a halo. He is divine. What is another message? Here's your pentacle. You got your golden ticket. Someone just has to get on that journey. That's that seed. And now it looks like a very lush place to plant it. And there's the Ace of Cups right there. That eternal fountain. This is the hand of God. Like, it's not even just huge. It also has a glow like it's the sun. It's like, here you go. This is that beautiful seed. This is that thing that will make the most lush growth and biggest possibilities for your future. You have to take that seed, believe you have the strength to handle it, plant it in the ground, tend that garden, and then from this beginning point, this is where something has the potential to grow because of effort in the everyday experiences. And it's maintaining that garden, pulling the weeds, being there through all the seasons. But first, this has to happen. You have to let go of those old karmic cycles. You have to let go of that old mindset of who you thought you were before divinity got involved or this deep love got involved. You have to let go of something that is no mas, something that is that is done. So maybe this transition is taking somebody a little while, but after this comes through, you don't just see the light at the end of the tunnel up there. It's like that bridge across that's, being illuminated. It's also where the sky is blue. It's letting everything go that is not a part of that new cycle. But it's, if you keep that one foot back there, or the things that are anchoring you back to the past, you're only looking at that dark tunnel, getting swallowed by it, and not towards the possibilities and trusting the potential in that direction. It's like, you already shedded the old skin, became the phoenix, and then you're hoping that you crawl back into the ashes, or crawl back up in that cocoon, or crawl back in that old skin that doesn't even fit anymore. It's just something that will never feel quite right if somebody tries to latch on to that past energy. But everything feels right when you head towards that light. It doesn't feel like just living. It doesn't feel like just getting by. It's all of a sudden thriving. You got another knight at the bottom here. So there might be somebody who is definitely, in general, in their life, slow and steady, knows how to be flexible and grounded, but this is also a lot of passion. There's a lot of chemistry. This is somebody who is coming from a situation where something is being burned to ashes. There's a certain kingdom or situation or something that is done. So this is a knight going in a certain direction, hopping over fire and flames to change where their location is or change the direction they were going in. This is someone with a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of confidence, huge momentum in their movement. They move very fast. I feel like all these people are like, where are you going, man? They're like, are you just gonna leave? He's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go the other way. Or this could be somebody that's going to get help. But if this person is upside down, they're in and out, passion and gone. You felt the fire, and then they put out their own flame. But this is something that's eternal. It actually can't ever go out. If some of you had a karmic cycle, it could have been dealing with someone who was lazy or imbalanced. It could have been somebody who was just a player and didn't see you for your value or your worth. But that's an old cycle, and that's something you learn from. That's not what's coming in here. So I'm going to end this reading with that. Although I'm staring at let's do one of these. I'm staring at this. So let's see if there's a final message in the mystery deck. Let's get one mystery message. Let's go out. Maybe somebody starts with a message, a text. Maybe it starts with a date. Maybe that's your energy and you're going out with some friends right now. It says let's, so it's not just you alone here. Do we want another message? Yeah, one more, guys. Cool vibes. I like that. So with those cool vibes being said, I bid you adieu. I hope this reading was helpful for you. And something came through that helped, made sense, I actually feel like there's maybe a message or two that came in today that brought you a little of relief. Because that's sort of how I feel. I feel like there was tense energy, and I feel like like just peace, which is really nice. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And when you bring your cool vibes back here and join me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, my friend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.